Peace, y'all. Before we get started, I felt compelled to remind everyone to stay safe and stay abreast of all the atrocities happening around the world. The people of Palestine, Tigray, Congo, Sudan, Haiti, and countless other territories are currently fighting for their rights and their lives. And if you're choosing to take action, please take every precaution you can. Stay hydrated, stay in groups, cover your face, and please, more than anything, don't lose hope. I've been leaving links to organizations and resources at the bottom of every episode description for a good minute, so please go check those out for places to donate and to find ways to take action today. We're not free until all oppressed people in the States and abroad are free. Much love, stay strong. Now let's keep this shit moving. What's good, y'all? My name is Dylan Green, and this is Real Notes, a space dedicated to blurring the cultural and artistic lines between rap and film. I'm here to chop it up with everyone from rappers and producers to journalists and video directors about their relationship to movies and how, if at all, film inspires their craft. My guests this week are California rappers, producers Blu Exile. We spoke about recent hits like Everything Everywhere All at Once and Poor Things, hip-hop cinematic classics like Krush Groove, Breakin, and Wild Style, how DMX and Common inspired Blu to rap, a look back at Blu's Her Favorite Color and Exile's work on Mobb Deep's Pearly Gates, the Blu Note edition of their 2007 classic Below the Heavens, and the creative process behind their latest album, Love the Ominous World. Come fuck with us. What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to Real Notes, special late night edition over here on the East Coast. It's just after 6:30 my time. I'm plotting on dinner, but I think this is gonna be more fun. My name's Dylan Green, CineMasai. Got a lot of names, do a lot of shit outside, inside, all sides. It's been a crazy week. I don't know if people heard, but I just helped co-found a website called Hearing Things. We're at hearingthings.co. Hearing Things Co. on all social platforms. All my writing lives there. Come fucking me over there. But today is not about me. Today is about the two gentlemen I got on the other line, who I don't even know where to start with these two, man. It's been 20 years of excellence from the both of them. They've really been keeping a subset of this alive, and have come at it with so much passion and so much so much passion, so much soul. So much blue. I couldn't. This is California's finest. We got here. Love the Ominous World is out everywhere now. The other 16 projects this Blues dropped this year are all out all over the place now. But we got Blu Exile here, man. This is a real excellence in the building tonight.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yo, yeah. Of course, yeah, nah, thank y'all so much. Like, it means, the three of us spoke about 4 years ago for DJ Booth, back when Miles from an interlude called Life came out. And that was one of my favorite interviews I did for that site. So thank y'all for coming back. Thank y'all for coming back for to come talk about movies and bullshit with your boy. It means a lot. Thank you.
Hell yeah.
No doubt.
Hell yeah. So yeah, no. Nah, thank you, man. It really means a lot. I know. I've been super fascinated with the choices y'all are gonna bring here. So I gotta ask. I'm gonna ask you the first question I ask everybody who comes on here, which is what was the last movie or TV show that the both of you, like separately or together, that the both of y'all watched that you had a strong opinion about?
Go ahead, X.
The first one that I could think of, I guess, would be Everything Everywhere All at Once.
That's been coming up a lot lately.
That was pretty badass.
Yeah, that movie is probably the last one I could think that's worth mentioning for myself. But
man, so okay, before we move on, how'd you feel about it? Like, talk to me. Like when did you watch it? Like, how did it make you feel? Like that's a movie that, like, I could talk to 10 people about it and get 10 different answers. So like, I'm really curious how you felt about it.
I mean, I just love movies who can take like such a dark topic of like human suffering and turn it into something adventurous and funny and like something that can be overcome, I guess, like even through humor and through adventure, right? And through like keeping that feeling alive. Like it was a movie that was able to capture the darkness of the human heart, but still make you feel good after watching it, you know. And that doesn't happen a lot. I mean, there's a lot of dope like artistic movies, but you leave like feeling like shit. And I don't think I felt like watching this. You know what I mean? And so I appreciate that. And it still was. It was an artistic movie, but it was also like a movie you could, you know, get your good snack ready and watch it too. You know, I mean, I couldn't get my good snacks ready and watch, you know, some of these like more darker like artistic movies and stuff. Like I'm not even gonna eat. I'm just gonna smoke cigarettes and
right.
well, yeah, unless I'm in the theater, but you know, I have to sneak in the liquor on some of those. But
right.
This one, like I said, yeah, as dark as some of the, you know, the topics were, at least underlying throughout the whole movie, it was still like an enjoyable flick, and you didn't leave like, you know, questioning your whole life. Well, you did, but I guess you had some optimism after that one. But yeah.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like I've been thinking about it a lot recently. I haven't seen it since it I think I might have seen it like at the top of this year. It was a movie I saw like at least 2 or 3 times. Like I saw it by myself. I took a homie and then I watched it with my dad. And my dad's like, he's about to be 80. So like I think everybody on the spectrum of like people who could possibly enjoy that movie really took something from it. Like I've been thinking a lot about the there's a scene near the end where I forget Michelle Yeoh's character's name, but her and her daughter, like they go through all the time warp everything and they wind up as 2 rocks. And there's just the scene of like the 2 rocks with the googly eyes, like talking to each other or like they're not talking, but you see like subtitles. I don't know. Like I have a lot of like, I have like 2 or 3 friends I've talked to about it who thought that scene was like, thought it was like stupid or silly, but I don't know. Like it was if it was stupid and silly, it was the perfect kind of stupid and silly I was looking for from a movie like that. It's really I don't know. Like it really does strike me as the type in 10 years like I remember walking out and thinking to myself like, this is why I love movies. Not like not to be corny about it, but I really had like this really hit me in the heart. Like this is why I love this shit type of movie. So I feel you 100%. And it works on just about every level a movie like that can. Like there's action scenes, there's comedy, it's sad, it's emotional, it's smart, it's thoughtful, it's stupid. Like I don't know, it's just I don't want to do the pun, so I'm not going to do the pun. But the movie's tight
for young and old people to relate to, I feel like. Anyway.
Yeah, no, 100%. I'd say more, but it's you wouldn't believe how much that movie comes up on here, and I'm happy it does because it means it's resonating with people. Right. I just, you know, like I can just only say so many things about it at this point. But but Blue, what about you?
Man, the last movie I saw, I haven't been into movies lately, man, which is like my favorite pastime other than hip hop, you know, but
yeah,
I haven't been into movies too much lately. The last movie I saw was Poor Things that I remember, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That was
I remember. Poor Things was crazy, you know what I mean? I love Yorgos Lanthimos. He's one of my favorite new directors, or not, he's not new no more, but he's one of my favorite directors, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, Yorgos Lanthimos is dope.
Yeah. Hell yeah, man. He got some classics, bro. I like pretty much his whole catalog.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember because I think the first one of his joints I saw, it was either The Lobster or The Killing of a Sacred Deer. I can't remember which one, but like the one that really stuck with me was The Lobster. Like I'm a big sci-fi person, so like yeah, like
Lobster is so hard, bro.
that shit is too tough. Like it's like it's sci-fi, but it's like real subtle sci-fi in the sense where it's like the only thing sci-fi about it is the fact that people get turned into animals. Like it's like everything about it, everything else about it is so grounded. But like he's
it's so funny. The concept of it is so funny. Every time you try to explain it to somebody or like you think about it, it's just hilarious, bro. It's a great moment.
Yeah, not facts. But tell me how you felt about Poor Things, because yeah, no, like, I thought Poor Things was excellent. It was cool to see him slot into kind of slide into that like awards tier category, but it didn't feel like he was compromising shit about the way he makes movies. Like it was still kind of as like demented and funny as anything else he'd ever made. So
that was, now for me, that was like my lady's favorite movie of Yorgos. She would fall asleep or just walk out of any other of his movies I would put on. You know what I mean? But she dug that one. What's the actress's name in that one? That's
Emma Stone.
Yeah, she loves Emma Stone, so she was like digging it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know. It was a great movie as far as like entertaining. You know what I mean? It kept me. I love Yorgos, so I was there with it. I like The Favorite more. I like, you know what I mean, The Lobster more.
Favorite is hard, son.
yeah. I like all his other shit kind of more, you know. But Poor Things was dope, man. It was entertaining. It was visually beautiful. You know what I mean? Like even the sets they would do that weren't even like real sets. You know what I mean? Those shits were like amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro.
So visually, it was out of the box. It was top notch.
Yeah, nah, like anytime I talk about it with people, I always think of it as like a pop-up book for adults. Like it's really got that like pop up off the page. Like you can feel it in your fingers while you're turning the pages and like reading to like a younger cousin or something. Like I don't know. Like it really gave me like it really does feel like a fable or like a fairy tale for grown-ups in a cool way. And it's funny you mentioned that about your lady, because I think I showed my partner The Favorite and we both loved it. And then we watched Poor Things and my partner was like, this is amazing, like coolest movie I've seen all year. And then he just put out a new one a couple months ago called Kinds of Kindness.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
So I'm not gonna spoil it, but it's split up into 3 acts, and I saw it by myself. I loved it. I thought it was great. Shit was super fire. I showed it to my lady, and we made it through the first part, and she was like, "This is boring and bad. Turn this shit off." Which is, like everyone's different. It is what it is. But, it's just I relate 100%.
Hell yeah. Yeah, but yeah, it was a dope movie, man.
Yeah, no, it's just hard. Like I'm just happy that somebody making movies as a thoughtful and not afraid to be kind of like out of the box. Like I'm just happy somebody as weird as him, edgy. Yeah, definitely edgy. Like I'm happy somebody as edgy as and like it's like edgy, not in a. It doesn't feel like pretentiously edgy or like it's deliberately trying to get a rise out of people like on some bullshit. Like it really feels like he's pushing boundaries in like a cool way. I'm happy that.
Very creative. Very creative.
Like questioning like morality and like these rules we place upon ourselves as humans. And then like she's like stabbing this leg, like, why is this wrong? Like talking about the animal instinct inside of humans, you know what I mean? But if I really thought about it, that probably would have been one of the movies that had, last movies I've seen that moved me before seeing everything all at once. But yeah, I agree.
Which one? Poor Things or Kinds of Kindness?
Poor Things.
Yeah.
I gotta see that Kinds of Kindness. You just reminded me of it, man. I forgot all about it.
Yeah, it's tough, bro. It's I think it's on Hulu if I remember correctly. But he's I don't know, like he's one of those that like I've even been meaning to run back Dogtooth. Like you mentioned Dogtooth, and like he's like to me he's I don't remember
one. That one and Lobster. Wow. Yeah.
Okay. I would have to say it's either The Lobster or The Favorite, but like every one of his movies go, bro. You can't really go wrong for me.
That's hilarious.
But before we move on to y'all's personal experiences, I just wanted to share this because I've been to the movies hella this month, just on some like Halloween spooky type shit. Like the last thing I saw actually, because I was gonna say Terrifier 3, but Terrifier 3 is great for anybody who hasn't seen it. If you're like into like gory splatterfest type shit, it's super duper over the top and gross, but I had a great time with it. But the thing I've been thinking about the most, on Friday, me and my lady saw oh man, the series is called Synced Silence. It's like this person takes a bunch of like classic silent films and like soundtracks them to like certain albums by certain artists. So like I think the ones they're doing it with is like Radiohead, REM, I think they might be Giants and a bunch of other people. But we saw Nosferatu, the vampire movie from the 20s, and it was soundtracked by I think Radiohead's Kid A. So like the whole, like I had never heard of this series before, but we just saw it was in theaters and we decided to go give it a go. And I haven't seen Nosferatu in like 15 years or some shit, but like it was cool, like it was just the movie with Radiohead playing in the background. Like
with no manipulation of time, they just let it rock and let the movie rock.
They let it rock. It was Kid A and another album. I forget which one. I'm not a Radiohead head, so I don't remember all the titles. But I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this about it. It's the only movie I can think of where potentially falling asleep in the middle of it is a compliment, because everything about it was so soothing. Like the way the Radiohead songs played with the movie, like we both fell asleep for like 5 minutes and woke up like, this is kind of cool. Like I don't.
For me, one of the main reasons I go to the movie theater is to feel relaxed. And that's why I love the pace is so much more chill.
Yeah.
Like these new movies, you just gotta keep cutting in like action and energy all the time. It's just too much for me. Anyway.
I feel you. Yeah, no, like there's plenty of joints that like
I love slow.
Yeah. Me too, man. There's there really is something to be said of like, I don't know why I just thought about it just now, but have either of y'all seen The Elephant Man, the David Lynch movie from the 80s? Yeah.
I used to watch my mom. She was one of her favorite movies. We would watch it over and over again every once in a while.
So I could never imagine watching The Elephant Man with my parents.
Yeah.
But I mean, like it's a great movie, really cool story, really, sad story, but it's
of course,
no, it's gorgeous, and it's that's one of the, I feel like that and Dune are the closest that David Lynch ever got to making it's the closest thing he'd make to something I could imagine like a regular person, quote unquote, watching. Like I can't imagine a quote unquote regular person watching like a Lost Highway or like a Blue Velvet and not coming away with like hella questions. But like The Elephant Man is like, it's really nicely paced. It's really like traditionally structured. Like movie's tough.
Hell yeah.
That is amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that movie's tight. So let's take it all the way back with the both of y'all. What's the first movie either of y'all can remember watching? It could be at the theater, it could be at your cousin's house, just like the first experience that comes to mind for you.
Let me go. First movie I can remember, bro, is seeing the Fat Boys beatbox in the motherfucking hallways and shit on what was that, Krush Groove, right?
Yeah, Krush Groove, yeah.
Krush Groove is like the first movie I can remember, bro.
Wait, what?
Damn. So yeah, no, I mean like talk to me about, so like Krush Groove is a movie I've seen, but like Krush Groove was a little like it didn't come out while I was alive. I think it might have come out maybe like 3 or 4 years before I was born. But like talk to me about experiencing Krush Groove for the first time and like what that was like.
Man, I was so little, bro. I was so little that the only thing that stood out to me was the Fat Boys. And I remember I becoming infatuated with the Fat Boys. I got like that tape, The Fat Boys Are Back. I think that was that will tell you like when I saw it as compared to when it came out. You know what I mean? I think it came out maybe 83, 84, and then Fat Boys Are Back, I think was their second album. Right, X?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, so I think that was a little later, like maybe 87. Nah.
So Fat Boys was your first hip hop, not DMX.
Come on, man. DMX.
Come on. You're rewriting.
DMX is what got me to rap. You know what I mean? It made me want to
The
rap.
Fat, bro.
But
Fat.
Fat Boys is like my earliest. But you know what? I remember being a kid in the back seat though, in like I don't know if I was in a car what is it, the car chairs, what are they called, the baby seats? Yeah, I don't know if I was in a baby seat or not, but I remember hearing Biz Marquis Make the Music with Your Mouth Biz. My
Classic.
pops was blasting that shit, and the ad-libs at the end of that song horrified me, bro. Like when he's like the ad-libs just run at the end. Oh man, that was the scariest shit. I think that was the first song I remember.
Your mouth is.
Yeah. That shit was like a horror film back there to me, bro.
Oh, that's hilarious. It's funny. The first time I ever heard Make the Music with Your Mouth Biz was in the episode of the Boondocks where they got Tom singing it at the soul food restaurant. And then I went to go find the song, and it's funny. It's funny those ad libs scare you because like they are kind of weird and freaky, but like they work.
Yeah, they
in the
rock
song,
for
like,
a minute.
Yeah. That's funny as fuck. But yeah, nah, like Krush Groove is a movie that like it really, it's I don't know, like I look at it as like history, like it's like that was, like right at the time where rap was slowly becoming a mainstream phenomenon, and like all these people like from like the Fat Boys to like Run DMC and everybody are like really starting to rise and like make a profile, and just like going back to watch Krush Groove and just be like, man, like this is when rap really started its ascent. Like it really, it feels like a movie of its era in like all the best ways.
It's definitely one of those movies, there is these types of movies that can really put a battery pack on you to want to like, be a part of it. Like that movie, like was like, now I really want to, you know what I mean?
That was like, LL's first appearance, right?
Pretty sure.
Yeah. That was before he dropped. So that had to be 85.
Yeah, that one really just made me so excited about hip hop for sure. I mean, that movie Breakin', but yeah.
Talk to me about Breakin', X. I want to hear about your relationship with Breakin'.
Oh yeah, Breakin', forget about it. My aunt took me to go see Shabba-Doo at the roller skating rink, and he was out there doing breakdancing demos, and I was this little kid. I remember I had broke my arm and I had a cast, and he signed it, and that was it. Like I was just like, yeah, just so amazed by breakdancing. And then the movie just kind of like really, it really puts the emotion behind it even more because of the storyline. And I literally would cry when they would do that. Like I've gotten teary-eyed when they have that like Shaka Khan, like what is it called? When they have like the mashup of all the scenes,
montage. Yeah,
when
montage.
They had the montage of them practicing for the battle, and they're playing. Oh wait, was that Shaka Khan? Where it goes, no one does it better. There's no stopping us, no stopping. That I get watery-eyed after hearing that song, but it's because
man. Hell yeah.
I don't know, that movie. Yeah, I definitely have. There's a place in my heart, with Breakin' deep in there for sure.
That's gorgeous.
Shrimp, Little Shrimp, Boogaloo Shrimp, yeah, and Poppin' Taco. Anyways,
yo, that was Ice-T's first appearance, right?
That was Ice-T's first appearance, and the Glove. Shout out the Glove. Like he's the first, like just seeing a DJ scratching and getting to meet the Glove later, and for him to know about my music was fucking crazy to me.
Wow.
So, yeah, that was super crazy.
Okay, now I gotta ask, when did you meet the Glove? Like how how old were you when you met the Glove?
Well, actually, I started working with Pistol McFly, and I had put out his album Road Trip on Dirty Science Records, and he used to be mentored by the Glove. And so when we did a album release party for Pistol McFly, we had got the Glove to come DJ. And yeah, and the when Fat Beats was in downtown LA, we had a big in-store party for his record. That was, you know, a great time. And I got to meet the Glove there and tell him about how much, you know, he meant to me. So that was amazing.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
fire.
That's beautiful. Damn, I love that. Like, see, I've never seen Breakin. I've heard a lot about it. I know what it is. I've just never I just never got around to finding a copy of it. Like, but I mean, like, just based off of what you said and based off of what I've heard, like, it's been on my list forever. I've just never had the chance to watch it, you know?
I feel bad saying this, but, you know, just have to be honest. Like, you know, Beat Street is a better made movie, but, you know, but I saw Breakin first, and Breakin, you know, it's like the LA version of that. So for me, they're the same, but I'm just saying as somebody else coming in to watch it might be like, you know, just, you know, anyway.
Beat Street. Yeah, I'm a Wild Style kind of guy.
Yeah, I was about to say, same here,
Yeah,
same here.
I mean, Wild Style that was almost a documentary. It was just super raw. That
shit was so raw, bro. Oh
yeah.
Grandmaster Caz right there, bro. Come on, man.
Damn. I'm trying to, yeah, like, I'm trying to remember when I first saw Wild Style. It was either like at the end of high school or like maybe I saw it when I went to college. But like I specifically remember like being super into Wild Style when I first saw it, and just like I was like already a rap kid at this point, but just like being able to once again kind of like, you know, like in like the Krush Groove sense, but like this is obviously like a little more raw, a little realer. It's a documentary. It's narrative, but it's like all real people. I mean, not to say that Krush Groove wasn't real people, but like it's like that was like a movie, and Wild Style was more like a documentary.
Well, it was a documentary in the sense when they would go to the parties, that was a real party happening.
Right.
You know what I mean? But you
exactly.
know, yeah.
It was still acting though, right? Am I tripping?
Yeah, acting 100%.
Yeah.
But they were really doing the graffiti. They were really throwing that party.
Right.
They were really having those battles.
Yeah.
And they showed him back watching it like, but that was like a real ass party. That wasn't like done for the movie.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, like so yeah, bro. So like I don't know, like stuff like that it's hard to make movies like that, and you could tell that they were kind of like experimenting with the way it came about. But like I love Wild Style. I love the way it looks. I love the way it feels. Like it's once again like a time capsule. It's a time capsule movie for me.
Those early 80s music movies like Purple Rain and Downtown 81. You seen Downtown 81?
I seen Downtown 81, yeah.
I love those movies, bro. Those early 80s, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like that has to do with the music scene, you know what I mean?
Oh, hell yeah.
There's two before we move on, there's two more modern ones that I've seen that kind of gave me that same feeling. There's this joint about New York City skate culture called All the Streets Are Silent that came out maybe like 3 or 4 years ago. A Large Professor did the score, and like that movie is incredible. Like it's all about it. What happened?
I was saying I gotta watch that.
Oh yeah, I wish I knew where to find it. Like it's not hard to find, but like it's all about like how Supreme came together and how they became like this billion-dollar corporation, and how like Harold Hunter and everybody like would come together and go to the clubs, and Rosario Dawson's in it and she talks about it a bunch, and you know it was fucking crazy. I loved it. I didn't
there because I when Blu said that, and right before you mentioned this movie, I was thinking Bones Brigade.
Oh wow,
I haven't seen that. What is that?
The Search for Animal Chin. You know, which is of acting and documentary at the same time, but also comedy. Anyway,
yeah, no, I mean like we're all just here to put each other on today. That's the beauty of movie discovery. I love this shit. So as y'all get older and you start to have more life experiences and start to develop your own tastes, I like to think of this as like a capital M movie. Like the first movie you saw that really kind of connected with you in like an emotional, artistic, or spiritual sense, like something that was more than just 90 minutes of pure entertainment, you know?
Man, the movie that put the battery in my back on some other shit is you know, it's not that surprising, but when I saw The Matrix, bro, I was like 16. I saw The Matrix. I walked out of the theater. I felt like I was about to fly away, bro. Like I had superpowers or some shit. I was like, damn, this shit is hard as fuck. It cracked my head open. You know what I mean? That shit fucked me up. The Matrix was a big one for me. You know, when it dropped, you know what I'm saying? By the time the sequels came out and everything, it was like a worldwide thing, and it wasn't as, you know what I'm saying, as cool, and like it wasn't like cracking your head open as much. But yeah, when I first saw that shit fucked me up.
Yeah, man. No, I'm sorry. What were you gonna say, X?
A sequel to the Terminator, right? Written
Oh
by
yeah,
crazy.
T2 with what's the name? Liquid Metal. Was that Liquid Metal?
Yeah, that was Robert Patrick as the Liquid Metal cop. Yeah.
But Matrix is like a continuation from that. The same writer.
Really?
No way.
Yes. And they
Mm.
jacked this black woman who wrote these movies. She just recently got paid for them all. She wrote all the Terminators and all the Matrix movies.
Get the fuck out of here. It's a black chick who wrote all this? Who wrote The Matrix?
Yeah.
Really?
I gotta go.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because I was
some Charlie Kaufman shit.
Yeah, that's hard. Because I was under the impression that the Wachowskis, Larry and
she more G than Charlie Kaufman.
Yeah. Yeah, no, because I was under the impression that Lana and Lily Wachowski had actually written the Matrix movies, but damn, it wow.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know. I got it.
Yeah, no. Where did so
yeah,
okay,
Sophia
now
Stewart, Sophia Stewart from New York.
Okay.
Whoa.
Yep, there you go. Yep.
Damn. Yeah, no, hang on.
Child prodigy, prolific writer, poet, creative genius. Yeah. University of New York. Arts degree.
Okay, yeah. Sophia Stewart claims to have written the premise for the Matrix and Terminator movies back in '81 in a book called The Third. Interesting. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. She's saying she came up with those ideas first.
Yeah, because like because like the Matrix came out in sometime between 97 and 2000. Yeah. 99. It came out in 99.
99.
So that's wild and crazy. That's wild and crazy if true. You know, that's super tight.
Hell yeah.
Shout out to Sophia Stewart. Also, shout out to the Wachowskis, because the two of them are amazing. Lana and Lily are fucking great. And okay, so sorry, you just fucked me up, bro. That was crazy. So The Matrix, I love The Matrix. It's a classic. I feel like that's like one of those like 1001 movies everybody has to watch before you die type shit. The thing that really got me,
he said 1001 movies,
because it's a book out called 1001 Movies You Must Watch Before You Die, and that's definitely
a gang of fucking movies, dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
They could do like 101 or some shit. A fucking 1,000 movies. God damn.
It's a lifetime of watching, son.
Yeah, serious, before you die.
but the thing that gets me, I was big on the Animatrix. They made this. The Animatrix is like my favorite of all the different Matrix movies. Like, for anybody who hasn't seen it, it's the Animatrix is like six different animation directors have their own interpretation of the world of the Matrix, and they bring it to it's super cool.
Yeah.
You know, I love it.
With Usain Bolt. Not really Usain Bolt, but the like Jamaican like track runner, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, they got some fire shit in there, bro.
I gotta check it.
Matrix is crazy.
Yeah, find it. It's that one's pretty easy to find. It's like, and then like there was a period of time in like the early 2010s when like every like every IP was trying to do like the 6 short animated things. Like I think Batman did one, they did one for Halo. And every time I'm thinking like the Animatrix kind of started this whole thing off. I don't know. I think about the Animatrix a lot. That shit is dope.
That shit is dope.
That has me thinking of Eon Flux for some reason.
And Eon Flux, man, like liquid television, MTV type shit. So good.
I feel like that, and I feel like the animator from Eon Flux did one of the Animatrix, no? Like the Usain Bolt one.
I honestly don't remember off top, but it wouldn't surprise me if he was style. Involved. Yeah, definitely. That and
like Eon Flux, that's like literally like Matrix style before the Matrix.
Yeah. Definitely.
Come on, definitely. It had to have styled it all off of that. I don't know, just thinking about it.
Yeah, that and y'all ever see Ghost in the Shell, the anime before?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Because Ghost in the Shell was like the people who the Wachowskis said that was like a direct influence on the way they did the Matrix. I love Ghost in the Shell. It's one of my favorite movies ever. Incredible.
I always heard that Akira was like the influencing movie, nah?
It's one of them, but like if you go back and look at Ghost in the Shell, the parallels are crazy, you know. And I think, yo, my fault, sorry to interrupt, but I just wanted to shout out the all new Real Notes Patreon page real quick. If you're looking for ways to connect and directly support the podcast, the Real Notes Patreon is the best way to do so. For as little as $5 a month, you can gain early day before access to every forthcoming episode of Real Notes, as well as an invite to the Real Notes Discord server, where you can talk to others about the latest and greatest in movies and music, come through for some listening sessions, and talk about whatever else is on your mind. I know I'm gonna be talking a bunch. If you feel like coming up off a little bit more, you could get cool exclusive content like audio from Real Notes Live and Real Talk interviews. Those will be exclusive to patrons and ticket holders moving forward. Access to retro versions of my 60-second Minute Maid movie reviews, and even a monthly writing and podcasting workshop hosted by me. Regular episodes will still be available on a weekly basis anywhere you get your podcasts, but if you want the extras, you gotta come out them pockets a bit. Check us out at patreon.com/realnotes. That's REELNOTES. I appreciate your consideration and support more than you know. Now let's get back to talking. I think they cited them both. Like they cited both Akira and Ghost in the Shell. Like they're both fantastic. Like hell yeah. I can't even put it into words.
Yeah, top 5 anime films right there, bro.
Easy. Man, damn. Not because I just rewatched Akira earlier this year. It's definitely one of those. I love Akira. It's amazing.
Yeah. Yo, my shit is Neon Evangelion. You ever seen that shit?
Yeah, Neon Genesis Evangelion. Yeah.
Crazy, bro. That shit is crazy. I got lucky and I was sick for like 3 days, so I could just watch the whole thing in like 3 days. You know what I mean?
Oh man,
but it's hard as hell to watch the whole series. You know what I mean? But luckily, I was bedridden and shit, so I got to knock it out.
Yeah, nah, I watched that in college, and they just put out a movie recently, like earlier this year. Like, they did like a limited run of it. I didn't get to see it, but the homie saw it, and they said it was great. Shout out to Eva. The show was top notch.
Eva,
different.
Hell yeah.
So I want to do the same thing with music real quick before we move on to more specific stuff. So for y'all, the two of y'all have spoken about this at length, I feel like, but when did music become capital M music for the both of y'all? Like Blue, you were just like, y'all were just joking about the DMX thing and how that just like, and you're like how that was kind of your springboard, but I mean, like, once again, like y'all have talked about this to death, so we don't have to hammer on it too much. But like, talk to me about when music became capital M music for y'all.
Capital when I heard, not when he dropped, but when my boy played me, I used to love her. That's Common. When my whole shit, that was like some Matrix shit where my whole skull cracked open and shit, and I like changed the course of my life. You know what I mean? I heard. And it was a trip because he played it for me. He's like, yo, peep this song. And we some battle freestyle heads. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he walks out the room and shit. And he comes back in and the next song is playing, Watermelon's playing. He was like, did you hear the song? And I was like, yeah, I heard the song. Why you play that girl song for me and shit? He was like, nah, but did you hear it? And I thought for a second, and I heard the last line echoing in my head. The girl I'm talking about, y'all, is hip hop. And I said, wait a minute. I said, play that shit back, dog. This fool played that shit back, dude. That shit, my whole shit just split open, dog. I started wanting to write real songs after that. You know what I mean? Like real, like get introspective, you know what I mean? And become innovative and a lyricist off of that song.
Yeah, I can't imagine the impact that song had when it first came out. Like it's I can imagine that being like a nexus point for so many people of just like, oh, this is what this could be. This is what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
I can do this, I can do that. Like it's like definitely one of those like cultural touchstone.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
album is incredible, man. Like, I don't know. I connect with that album so much. The first time I heard the story was recently when we had a show in Frisco, and we were all listening to it during the 30-year anniversary, right?
Yeah.
That song just taps in emotionally on a whole nother level. And I realized that I might have to put that one above Illmatic, even just because of how soulful it is, man. It's so like,
I can't say that. It's,
and I'm just saying, I love Illmatic, but I'm kind of more of maybe an emo cat, so I connect to it more. But
Resurrection, bro.
it's I think this is the first time Blu even said this in an interview, because that was the first time I heard this story was this year, Blu, because you'd always credit what made you want to write in a different way. But anyway, glad to hear it.
That's great.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, DMX got me to first write a rap, you know what I mean? But hearing that Common changed my game. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
thought of Blu as a West Coast Common on the low. And I don't think I talked about that enough. And that was actually, like, hearing about this reminds me that when I started working with Blu, that's how I was thinking about it. So that's kind of interesting.
That's cool, man. Yeah, like I mean, like if I had to pick, I would say my favorite eras of Common are either Resurrection or B. Like B, like hearing stuff like Testify and stuff like Your World and all that, like that had the same effect for me that I think I used to love or had for y'all. Like that was like B was it's even funny to think about because like at that time, Common, like Go and Testify were on TV all the time. Like he was kind of at like the peak of his, like he was kind of still peaking and like just reaching a new level of popularity. But like you go back and listen to like Resurrection or like Water for Chocolate, like that's all like he's still kind of on the come up and like he's very like if you know, you know. So to have him,
he gets better every album.
Yeah, I'm like I really I enjoyed the Pete Rock and Common album, the one they just put out, the Auditorium. I haven't gone back to it a ton outside of like 2 songs, but it's just like my brain's just running a million miles a minute, so I don't always get the chance to go back to stuff. But like, it's just nice to see. It's nice to see him be at the point he is in his career and still feel inspired enough to create. Like we don't have enough of that. Like just like throughout rap in general. So it just makes me happy to see anybody who's just anybody with experience and anybody who still feels like, hey, I can do this. Like you don't have to stop at 30. You don't got to stop at 40. Yeah, there's no.
Just threw that idea out and it just started catching. And I feel like that might be true for some certain old school cats who still sound old school. But I think rap has evolved to a point to where someone like Blu can age with it and be like a prolific writer with it because it has evolved and he came at it at the point of its evolution. So now he can age with it because he's learning and like he can be like Bukowski with it or whatever. And, the great writer when he was like in his 70s. So why can't, I think now learning you can,
You can, man. We just got to look at it like we jazz heads, man. You know what I mean? Sonny Rollins is still ripping.
Yeah.
Still ripping. Ahmad Jamal was ripping till his last day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that what they did were some of the old school cats were trying to do like, some kind of like like, I don't know, modern like funk jazz, and that shit didn't hit, so people were questioning it. But once they figured out, oh, you don't got to do that, you can just do like real jazz music and grow with it. I think that's, I feel that happening more with hip hop. So
yeah, you know,
I'm hoping that.
Yeah, and I mean, and I'm like, you could put yourself there too, X. Like, I don't know, like just like all the stuff you've managed to do over the course of the last, like, you know, like 5 to 10 years. Like, I think about that Choosy album a lot. Like, you know, like the beats you made for those for that Choosy album are just like y'all really locked in, and that's one of my favorite aspects of you as a producer. You're really good at tailoring sounds to artists. Like you like the stuff you do for Choosy doesn't sound like the stuff you did for Fashawn or the stuff for Blue or the stuff for Aloe or for any, you know, like you're very good at, like, you have your style, but you cater it to people. And like that's not an easy thing to do, especially not as you get older. So that's something I've always admired about your beats, you know. So
Man, I appreciate that. Thank you.
yeah, no,
yeah.
definitely.
I love Black Beans, man. Shout out to Choosy.
Yeah, nah, for real. Shout out to Choosy, man. So you know, like, so like y'all's origin story is very well documented. We're not going to go over that right now. Like, we know how you guys met at this point. What I really want to do is I want to focus on this Blue Note edition of Below the Heavens for a second, because I love the idea of it. Like, I remember when I first saw the announcement come out, I'm just like, oh, like, y'all wanted to like make a kind of, I mean, like the songs are still the same, but like it's being packaged and sold as like a Blue Note jazz record. Like, that's really, like, that's super cool and dope to me. Like, you know, like, especially as the album comes up on 20 years old, like it's going to be 20 in a couple years. So while Dirty Science and everybody, like while y'all were putting this iteration of the project together, like, did rechristening it as a jazz album make you look back on it any differently? I'm so curious.
Nah, to me, it always was a Blue Note cover like album. You know what I mean? So it was like we just finally got around to putting that stamp on it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it always had that vibe to me, though.
I mean, holding the record, yeah, it was just dope to hold the record and see it like that was crazy. I mean, just such a fan of Blue Note records and what that looks like.
Yep.
Did it change the music? Maybe a little.
Yeah, nah, that's just such a lofty, you know, like, you know, like I see that, and I see Madlib's album. I see Shades of Blue, you know, which is like which is a personal favorite album of mine. I love how he really dipped into his jazz bag but kept it so hip hop. And, you know, like even Blue Note just coming to him and being like, hey, you know, like, you can just go through our archives, no sample clearances, just take what you want, do what you know, like, that's like that
with
type
the
of access
too.
Exactly.
Sessions, not just the songs, you know what I mean?
Right.
He's chopping them up from the sessions. That's amazing.
Yo, that's what we gotta do, Blue. We gotta hit up Blu Note, and we gotta do the Blu and Exile Blu Note album, bro.
Yeah, man.
We gotta figure it out.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, no, you heard it here first. Yeah, like, y'all gotta make that happen, son. Like,
that would be great. Do that. That's what we gotta do next.
Yeah, that'd be gorgeous. Like, to be honest, I'm surprised nobody else has tried to do something like that with Blue Note, like after Madlib. I mean, like those are crazy shoes to fill, but I just love the idea, you know?
Yeah.
And then on top of that, like, shameless plug, the interview we did, I was cited on the in the liners for the album, which caught me by surprise. I didn't know that was gonna happen. So I appreciate being a part of that edition of your amazing album. You know?
Yeah.
Are you talking about in the future Blue Note album?
No, in the Blue Note edition of Below the Heavens, like in the liners, the interview we did 4 years ago was cited.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh,
Come on.
I'm just honored, bro. That was like
full circle moment.
That's amazing.
honestly, I had a friend send it. I didn't know until he got his copy and he was like, "Oh, your name's in here." I was like, "What?" And he sent me the picture, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Like, you know, that's a massive honor, you know, as
Yeah.
somebody, yeah, you know, like, yeah, just
Thank you.
yeah, I don't know who was responsible for that, but peace to them. You know.
Matt Diamond. Matt Diamond.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course. Shout out to Matt. Yeah, nah. Shout out to Coal Mine. Shout out to Matt. He I I bought I bought a CD and a tape copy of it, and he just like he refunded me my money and sent me the shit for free. And I was like, bro, you didn't have to do all that.
Come on,
Matt,
man.
Matt Diamond's the GOAT. Shout out to him. You know.
Hell yeah.
Before we move on to the project, before we move on to Love the Ominous World, I wanted to I had a question for each of you specifically, since I have you both here. Blu, I wanted to talk specifically about her favorite color because of its connection to movies, and how like that, I don't know, like hearing you pull samples from like Punch Drunk Love and Life Aquatic and like all you know, like all these movies that I was kind of falling in love with at the time the album came out, was like, I don't know, like it's just really connected with me as somebody who's just into like, who's just somebody who's like super into rap and movies. Like, I was just curious about that, and you know, like you having that connection is as a big part of the reason why like that endeared me to you so quickly. Like, outside of the fact that like you make great music, it really like I couldn't think of many other like rappers who were like kind of interacting with film on that level. So it made me really, yeah, like that album is very special to me because of that.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, nah. So like
that's
why
when I was in my film bag.
Right. And I want to know like why were some of these films so important to the creation of that album? Because it really does feel like you're in conversation with all like the with all the interludes and all the quotes that you're pulling from these movies. Like, it really feels like a conversation. So like, talk to me about putting Her Favorite Color together, like from that perspective.
It was really, I did Her Favorite Color in 2 weeks. I broke up with my ex-girlfriend, and I mourned our relationship for like 2 weeks, and then I got up off my ass and I decided to put it in the music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I made the album in 2 weeks, and the movies came from really movies that we would just watch together, me and my ex. You know, so it was more so like sprinkling like memories within the tape. You know what I'm saying? And then ways that they related to me and our situation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Wow, okay, I didn't realize it was that heavy. That's like, yeah, that's like extra fucking melancholy.
And
like,
that's
even
cover too, right?
Say it again.
I was just letting him know that was her on the cover of the album.
Come on, man. I tell people that's a model.
Oh shit.
Yo,
that is her.
Wow, I didn't know that either. So I mean, just like just like going through stuff like Amnesia and Mourning and Vanity, like, I don't know, like there's something like I could tell you were going through it while making these, but kind of pairing that up, and like it's like the movies specifically that kind of got to me. Like there's stuff from Closer on here, and like I said, Punch Drunk Love, like these movies that kind of examine
66.
Buffalo 66, you know, like these movies that examine love from these like complicated, you know, like very morally gray angles, where it's like nobody's fully right, nobody's fully wrong, like everybody's standing in their feelings, but you know, like feelings, like we all have feelings, but that doesn't necessarily make those feelings like right, if that makes sense. So kind of like, so, you know, like taking that in while listening to this project, like this was like, there are a lot of people I know who are Blu fans who I talk to, and like they'll cite Her Favorite Color as their favorite because it really, like, you really tapped the vein with that one, man. Like I've been thinking about it a lot. So
word, man, I appreciate that.
Nah, yeah,
it
like
it is one of like a lot of my fans' favorite record. You know what I mean? It resonates with a lot of fans, man.
To me, it's like a fall album. Like that's like the perfect, like you throw that on as the seasons change and the leaves are changing colors and like all the cider donuts get cracked out over here on the East Coast and shit. Like it's definitely one of those projects to me. It's really special.
Hell yeah. That's dope.
Absolutely. And
thank you.
It's an RT album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, maybe I'm telling on myself and my sensibilities by fucking with that album, but you know, I'm not tripping about it.
Podcast, man.
What happened?
That's why I started this podcast, man.
Hey, man. Hey, man. You know, I like telling on myself sometimes. But Exile. There's a specific song I wanted to ask you about. I wanted to ask you about Mobb Deep's Pearly Gates and making the beat for Pearly Gates, because like, so I was a big Mobb Deep fan growing up, still am, but it took me years, and by years I mean like maybe even earlier this year, to realize that you made Pearly Gates. Like in my head, I would think like, oh, this beat's amazing. Like it fits so good on this Blood Money project. And then I like finally looked at the Spotify credits and I was like, oh, Exile made this? And I just read Prodigy's autobiography for the first time earlier this year. Like incredible. He's one of my favorite rappers ever. Like rest in peace to Prodigy, always and forever. So I'm rambling. Yeah, for real. Talk to me about making Pearly Gates, what it was like putting that together. Like what did G-Unit say? Like
in my room, Blu was there. Me and Blu were listening to records and I'm trying to hear a sample. I think Blu was like, yo, did you hear the sample first, Blu, or no?
No, you played the sample and I was like, yo, that part was ill. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I started chopping it up. I started like, you know, trying to figure out how to do it. And I had like the first part and I was trying to do like the second part. And he's like, no, just do it like this. I think he was just telling me to just play what I played, but play it backwards. And I did that and it fucking worked. It worked. And, you know, like, those are some special times for me. It doesn't really happen this way as much. I mean, sometimes it did a few times. It has a few times, but Blu was like so like intrigued by watching me make beats, and it really like had me creating like a certain way, and it was an amazing time, part of my production journey. And that was one of those days. And to have somebody else get as excited as you are about making something is, you know, it's a lot of fun.
I'm not even making the beat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're just there, you know, it's taking an energy.
Hell yeah, come on.
Yeah, I mean, we do that still with creating music, but there was more of that, I guess, back then with making the beats on the spot. Anyway, and yeah, we were just sitting there, you know, geeked off of how this beat turned out, and I wanted J. Rue on it.
Oh wow, J. Rue. Okay.
Because I was making my my production album at the same time I was making Below the Heavens, and so I remember wanting J. Rue on it, and then Blu did a song to it.
Yeah, I did a verse on it
before hearing the Mobb Deep.
I don't remember. I don't remember if it was before or after.
And he did a song about, like, you know, different people who have who have passed away in hip hop, and it's a dope song. And but then I was like, you know, Mobb Deep's got the song, and I remember hearing it. I remember feeling conflicted because he's like murdering Jesus on the song. And I was like, damn, I'm gonna go to hell. But let's do it.
Yeah,
let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah,
the song is amazing. It's, of course, it took me, you know, I had to let it sink in and get past that. And I love the song.
Man.
Yeah,
it's so raw. Like, wow, I got like one of Prodigy's rawest verses. How the fuck is that possible?
Yeah, man. Oh my God. Like you got Prodigy, Havoc, and 50 Cent on a
And
beat,
50
just
shining on there.
like that was the last era of 50 that I was like really locked in with 50. Like that was like that's to me one of his last great verses, you know.
Right.
And like and like I love the hook and everything. Like I don't know, like that's a to me, I don't want to gas it too much, but that to me is like a perfect rap song. Like just like
Yeah.
the beat to the way the verses go, like that's like to me that's like the platonic ideal of that kind of song, you know.
And something happened that once it got to mastering, they moved one of my sounds off. I think by accident. That drove me for a long time. So listen, I put out the instrumental. I called it Heaven's Gates. Hopefully, nobody cares. But if you, I mean, hopefully, like, anyway.
I get what you mean, yeah.
But if you guys want to check it out on there, I actually moved the sample correctly than the other one. Slight difference, but if you're interested, check it out.
That's hard. I'm a definitely check for it. Easy.
Okay, for sure.
I think that song actually, you saying is a perfect rap song. I think that type of song, that song as well, elevates rap. You know what I mean? Like,
easy, yeah.
I'm saying it's like it's a step like a little bit beyond a perfect rap song. It's like what, you know what I mean? It pushes the envelope. You know what I'm saying?
Easy, yeah, because you know, I don't know, like thinking about it from a beat perspective, like I love the way like the vocals are kind of like steps. It's just like a little and it's like little twinkles and like to me that's like a master class of chops. Like it's just, I don't know, like the way you cut it up, it just gets at exactly what it's like you just hit the target. I could tell what you were trying to do and you just hit it. You know, and like
you would never expect like 50 and Mobb Deep to do a song like that, bro.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And like it feels like an anomaly on that album. I'm one of like 10 people on planet Earth who loves Blood Money, I guess. Because like I know when it came out, people didn't love it. I know there was like this huge whatever about it because Prodigy mentions it in the book, but I love Blood Money. I think it's a great project. It's obviously not one of their classics. It's not Hell on Earth. It's not
but the street really did love Pearly Gates.
Yeah, like
my buddies, they spent 2 weeks in like a prison in New Jersey, and they had this dude. What was his name? Like, I don't know, some guy named Intellect. He's like, draw a picture of me, man. Like he was punking him to draw pictures of him and shit. But I don't know why I'm saying all this, but he cats in prison, they all knew about Pearly Gates, you know. I don't know. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
That's
crazy, dog.
That's raw.
That's raw.
Wow.
Right there.
Yeah, nah. Yeah.
Pearly Gates, all right. I'm not gonna kick your ass. All right.
Yeah. Hey, man. Yeah, I just couldn't let today pass without telling you that I love Pearly Gates. That's to me, that's a classic. Like I still run that shit up to this day.
Yo, that's one of them top 5 Exile joints all time right there, man.
Oof. Yeah, that shit is insane, bro. Okay, so let's talk about Love the Ominous World. This is, I mean, like y'all have been working together for the better part of 20 years at this point. There's so much experience and so many moments and memories and musical triumphs between the two of y'all. Like, and I know, of course, I know the both of y'all are constantly working on music. I know like there have been projects that have been scrapped in the past. I know there was a period of time you talked about like making a trap album that never came to be. Like, I know, like, so like it's constant work on y'all's end. So I mean, like after Miles, you know, like Miles is this, like, I gotta say it's incredible Miles turned out the way it did. I think like to me that's almost as good as Below the Heavens. Like it's really like it feels like it's in conversation with that project without like you're not trying to repeat it, but it really feels like the elevated grown-up version of Below the Heavens, which I love. But yeah, no doubt. Like but like talk to me about when y'all first realized that Love the Ominous World was ready to go, and or not even ready to go, but like, where did the idea come from, and when did you guys realize like, okay, we're actually gonna do this one, work it to completion, and give it to people? Like, talk to me about bringing this project to life.
We started cooking immediately after Miles. So we started working on songs 2020 when it dropped. You know what I mean? We got right back in the lab. And I would say like top of this year, we got all the songs together and we was like, this is the album. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, we came up with the title around that same time. And yeah, we pulled it together pretty much this year. Yeah, X, top of this year?
Maybe. Shit. I think so.
I think so. I think Love is Blue was the last song we did. And I think that was like January.
Yeah, basically, you know, yeah. Since Miles, we got right back to work and we made at least 70 songs, and without saying too much, none of the songs are going to waste. So
great. Yeah. That's
You know
that's
what I mean?
amazing. Wow. Like, and you're like, that's another thing about y'all's style that really gets me. Like, I feel like you guys do this for pretty much every project you make. Like, I feel like there's always just so like maybe not 70 for every project, but like there's always like, y'all have been working together so long and you're still at a point where it's like, we made 70 songs and we've heard 12 of them. You know, like that's that's incredible to me, that like y'all are still that compatible. Like y'all are still that creatively compatible and in sync, that it's just like, you know, like it's like a factory, but it doesn't feel soulless. You know, like if it feels like a factory with people putting the shit together and not like the robots making my McDonald's in the back or some shit.
No,
you know?
yeah, we get a thing when the two art forms come together and work. Like, it's a feeling that we both feel and that we love to feel so much. You know, that feeling of just art working.
Right.
And our what we have been trying to do our whole lives, you know, and having that synergy work is amazing. And it's hard to put into words.
Yeah.
We just click on all cylinders, man. So when we get up, we just blast off. You know what I mean? We just like, we blast off, man. It's already there. You know what I mean? So it's just like, we're out of here.
Right. And you know, like the thing that gets me about another thing that gets me about a lot of these projects is like the both of y'all, like Exile, you have a pet sound. Blu, you have like pet sensibilities that you're always kind of appealing towards when you write. Like there's so many familiar, like all your stuff has the same feel to it, but there's nothing about it that feels derivative. It doesn't feel like you're like digging through old ideas, but you have like, you're constantly looking for ways to recontextualize the way you grew up, the stuff you saw coming up, like filtering that in with like modern experiences. Like one thing I've noticed about you, Blu, is that you love to rap about boxing, bro. It's all over the place. You love rapping about boxing. Yeah. Like
Really?
yeah.
I never noticed that.
Cause like,
I mean, I know on Undisputed. I know on Undisputed for sure.
Cause I know there was there's another song on you and Real Bad Man's project that came out earlier this year where you're also rapping about boxing.
Oh yeah, true. With CL Smooth.
Yeah, there's a and like if I went back and looked, there'd be another. I'm sure I'd find at least another 3 or 4 examples of you just like going in on boxing. You know, like
okay. My stepfather was a Olympic boxer, man.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
Yep.
So like, so like, I don't know, like the thing, like the thing about it is like you guys' techniques and your touch points and your touchstones are just, you guys are just refining them Like you guys have your
Yeah,
sensibilities, and you're just continuously refining them. Like I said, in ways that don't feel derivative, but feel like I
hell
can
yeah.
do this with this thing. You know, like I can, like I can use this part of the animal to make this hit differently. You know, like it'll
Yeah,
give you the feeling, but it'll like feed a different part of the body. You know, like
yeah,
X, I feel that with your chops. You know, and like the type of music you're pulling from and the way you chop. You know, like there's nothing on here where it's like, oh yeah, it's just another Blu and Exile project. You know, like that's
hell
like that's
yeah.
I mean, like I guess like to kind of wrap this up, just for the both of you, like since this is your fourth full-length project together and you have so much music, like how do you go about deciding what makes the album and what you're holding off for the deluxe or whatever? Like how do you put these projects together from this massive bank of shit that you're sitting on? Like I need to know.
I think it's, go ahead, X.
Negotiation.
Get the fuck out of here.
We negotiate for like our favorite songs. We fight for our favorite songs. We
Oh, between each other,
yeah. A lot of conversation and a lot of list making.
Yeah.
Right.
A lot of list making, a lot of conversation, and a lot of like pleading your case for certain things. And you know, would you say,
Oh,
right?
Yeah. But I say once we get the album title, it's like we find the songs that fit best with the title of the record and try to, you know what I mean, hone the songs around the title. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay, so now I gotta ask, what's one song on here that the both of y'all fought to get on this record that almost didn't make it? Because I know there has to be at least 3 or 4 that almost didn't make it.
I don't even want to say because it's a super banger. Go ahead, X.
Oh yeah. Oh, I get Undisputed. Yeah.
Yeah, we fought for Undisputed for a minute.
So
yeah.
who
about the placement of where it's gonna be on the album and if it's gonna be on the album?
Yeah. At times we didn't have it on the album, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm so glad we did put it on the album, man. I think it's a staple for the album, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's interesting because like that song is such a tonal contrast in terms of like the way the beat sounds. Like all these other beats sound like they're like very kind of lush and bright to me, and Undisputed is kind of like dark and gritty.
It's it's at a place in the album that's used for like stability. Like we got to keep it here to so we can get over here. You know,
it's a load. It's a load bearer. Yeah.
Yeah. Come on.
That's tight. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, just like listening to stuff like Undisputed, listening to like Smack and Sugar and Butters and Chucks with Crooked and Corrupt, and you know, like just like once again, just kind of like finding new ways to look at. Yeah, you already know. Like finding new ways to look at these old haunts that y'all have been through, and like re-listening to Love the Ominous World today, just like I look at these 4 projects as like, to me, the Below the Heavens is like the indie debut that y'all made on your own time and did it your own way and caught everyone's attention. Like there was the whole CD thing and the downloads, and like y'all made an impression, you made a splash. And then you know, like Give Me Flowers is y'all working with slightly bigger ambitions, bigger, more notoriety, maybe a little more money, and like y'all kind of like just settling into that and figuring out like what's the all I'm trying to say is
I
that
had a
like
little more money. I know that.
all I'm trying to say is like y'all kind of like you were at this point where you were figuring out your next move and what you wanted what you wanted the Blu and Exile project to sound like, which is really dope. And then Miles feels like you settled. You've like figured out how you want Blu and Exile at this point in their career to sound. And you know, like that to me, that kind of feels like the keystone to hearing the rest of what y'all are doing, and everything is just like you're evolving and molding off of that. And it's that's just my opinion, just like having listened to everything. It's really cool. I don't know, like once again, like it's just really cool to me to see y'all just not giving up on each other, not giving up on yourselves, and really just showing that like this particular way of making music and having kinship between brothers can really like flourish and lead to something that really connects with people. You know, like y'all are on tour right now. Like you're about to come over to the East Coast. You just tore down the West Coast. You know, like that's like like a lot of people can't say that. It's just, I don't know, just like revisiting your stuff has kind of had me very, like it really hit me like, damn, these guys are legends. Like it really just hit me today.
Shit.
Like not
Yeah.
to like not to,
that's love.
like no gas, just in the sense of like the way y'all have done these things and the way it's spread, the impact it's had on people. It just really hit me like, damn, like these guys are really like minted out here. Like not just like I like these guys and their music makes me happy, so they're cool. Like, like a lot of people like this. It matters to people. It doesn't just matter to me, it matters to other people. Like I can go out in the world and find somebody who shares this affinity. And you know, I don't know, I'm rambling, but it's cool. It's cool to see y'all reach this point and still feel like there's so much more to go. Like I don't listen to this. I don't listen to this thinking like, oh, it's over. Like this is the last Blu and Exile album. You know, like it just makes me happy.
Kind of felt like that. Miles kind of felt like, is this it? No, like hella ambitious is like double album. You know what I mean? Hella deep.
No, man, it's nice to hear your perspective of it, and like not a lot of times do you take what someone says to you, but I felt like I took what you just said, and but yes, you are right, and we still have so much excitement in our hearts, you know. Of course, Blu does, but I mean, yes, I do too. I'm really excited about what's coming next. Yeah, so
hell yeah,
it's a good feeling to be able to do this, you know, at whatever scale, but at this scale, you know, it's not like, you know, we're not like doing this mainstream or nothing, but it still feels good to be able to do this and to have people like you, you know, appreciate it, and also to feel like there is even better to come for me and Blu, and that's exciting to feel, and I'm thankful for that.
Yeah, you know, like separately and together, you know, like that's the cool thing. It's yeah, and I mean, like to mention what Blu just said, like like Miles does kind of have that like if you were to go out, that would have been a beautiful note to go out on, because it does have that, it has that ambition and it has that structure where it's like, all right, you better enjoy this, it's the last one, but it also but you know, like not in like a defeatist sense, just in like a, hey, like we did our big one with this one, like I said, that really, like I can't remember the last time I listened to an almost 2-hour project and felt like I didn't waste a minute. You know, like I didn't feel like I wasted any time listening to it. Like it's like that project felt like it was as long as it needed to be. And I really don't say that about a lot of projects that are that long. So yeah, just off of that alone, like that was hella impressive. So
yeah. And this new one is people have too much fun listening to it. They know this not our last one. You know what I mean? We can't leave them hanging on this note. They like, oh
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nah, man, you got to keep the popcorn string going for people, you know? Like so to formally wrap this up, Blu and Exile, if your lives were movies, what would they be about? This can be either separately or together.
Man, I've been trying to make a movie on my life forever, bro. How you just gonna ask me that right now?
That's why I asked, bro.
Shit, it's been 40 years I've been contemplating that question. No, let me see. it will be about like the underdog finding ways to become the champion that aren't you know, like the normal ways of being a champ. You know what I'm saying? The unconventional ways of championing himself. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, man. Like it's yeah, you really went about all of this your own way. Like I think a lot about what, like I think a lot about Below the Heavens, and then having New York happen right after that, and everything that happened with New York, and like how that project sounded, and just like the journey you took to get here, you know, like you walked your own path, and that's dope. And you know,
All right, good looks.
I'd watch that movie. That's all I'm trying to say.
Hell yeah.
X, what about you? If your life was a movie, what would it be about?
Oh man. Man, it would be about getting my heart broken, falling in love, and getting my heart broken and falling in love, and just always knowing that I'm gonna find love, you know, whether it's a romantic one or one of all the wonderful things and joys of the world, and eventually coming to a place of knowing that that's how it's always going to be, and just accepting it, and just keeping it moving, and landing at a place of contentment before I die.
Yeah, man.
Hell
yeah. I mean, like life is nothing but just like constantly mending your heart. You know, like heartbreak extends to so many different aspects of life that like it's just it's really, you know, like that's just the process of like constantly destroying and rebuilding yourself and coming back as a new person, and seeing that
faith and a sense of humor, you know.
Yeah, faith and a sense of humor, man. Yeah,
I think if you have faith and a sense of humor, you're gonna get half love, at least half of love, and that's enough, you know.
Yeah,
half being in that part, but there's always gonna be that other part, you know. And
right.
as long as you can just have that sense of humor and faith, and realize that just half is going to be enough, it's not going to always be like that, then I think we'll be all right.
Hell yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
I mean like that, I mean like what better way to end this than that? Thank y'all for taking the time, bro. Like it's yeah, like for real, like as you know, like as somebody who's been listening for some years, and you know has been like watching the growth, and just I don't know, it's very inspiring seeing the way the two of y'all move, and of course the music speaks for itself. So just like by yourselves and together, it's just like thank you for the music, thank you for your time, thank you for indulging me. I appreciate y'all, man.
Thank you for having us, man. I love talking film and music. Come on, so you know.
Yeah, nah, it just felt like a perfect matchup. So like thank you for making this cool, man.
Thank you for having us once again, man. Yeah, for sure.
You already know. Thanks for listening. Shout out to y'all for making it this far. And shout out to all the Black people listening too, because y'all really impeccable. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell a friend to come through next time. 1.